So Gordon, the next thing we're going to look at is plant roots indicator. So of course we're going to do this during the growing season. So the producer has not planted the actual cash crop yet, but we do have a living cover crop here. So it gives us the opportunity to dig up some of these different species of cover crops to kind of see what's going on with them.
So you need something growing out in the field to do this.
Need something growing. But I guess you could look at some terminated residue. Even though it has been terminated, there's still going to be some roots there, but you may not see those physical associations with the soil biology at that time because that plant has actually already been terminated. So in looking at this is the small grain. We do have a little bit of vetch here. I think these are oats, vetch.
Oats and triticale.
Oats and triticale. We have some of the clover. So we've got several different things that we can actually look at here.
Get it on the shovel. You'll knock it on the shovel.
As we're doing that, we can see some saprophytic fungus there with those roots, looks like, just bound up in the residue. What is our criteria on this, Gordon?
Roots covered in soil film or part of soil aggregates, or living roots, if present, are healthy, fully branched, extended, and unrestricted.
Okay. So in terms of looking at this from the small grain, we did knock some of the soil off some of these finer roots, but we can see of some of the roots that are closer in to the base of the plant that we do see
they're coated.
Quite a bit of soil that is coated to those roots or that rhizosheath of that area.
So the roots are covered in soil film.
Mm-hmm.
And the roots are healthy, extended, unrestricted.
It appears to with that, so let's actually, we'll see if we can pop out an additional core here. It'd be nice to have some
What about that one?
Of the legumes here. See if we can find something. We also have radishes out here that we can look at. Ooh, radish.
You got a radish.
We got the radish out. So a lot of people think of the radish as just the tuber, but we can see that they'll have these tiny roots. We did break these off here. We can see that they are, even though they are slanted off here a little bit, that they, we were actually in the ground quite a bit, and we can see that those roots are heading down. They're not J-rooted out to where they have indicated that they hit a substantial hard pan. All the roots are facing in the downward direction to deeper in the soil profile. It'd be nice to have, to see if we have one of the legumes. There's some clover, let's pop it out. So with legumes, we would want to look at a couple different things. Just, you know, of course, if we see that those roots are focusing their efforts on getting straight down under the plant, deeper into the soil profile. But more importantly, the reason people plant legumes a lot of times is for their contributions to provide nitrogen into the soil profile. If you look very closely on this, we can see that those nodules are there. They're still pretty small, but this clover, this legume hasn't bloomed yet either. So there could still be quite a bit of contributions that this legume could make in terms of providing nitrogen.
Won't a lot of nitrogen come out of the leaf tissue too, correct, when it dies?
When it dies, yes, because you know, the CDN ratio of this plant is relatively low. So as it is breaking down, that nitrogen is going to be released into the soil profile. So in terms of our criteria, roots covered in soil film, we noticed that with the small grain.
So we do yes on that one.
Or living roots present healthy, fully branched, extended, and unrestricted. So yes.
So I don't know about the next one, but we've identified when you were digging around in there, we saw some earthworms. I think you said there was a critter crawling.
Yep, it looked like a mite possibly when we were looking at the biopores, which is kind of, these two are tied a little bit together, biological diversity. We want to find different types of diversity out in these fields. A lot of times if we have some diversity in these cropping systems and diversity in the species, we'll actually contribute to a habitat to support a diversity of those soil organisms, and also other insects that would basically live within the residues as well. So when we looked at the biological diversity, we're looking to meet this criteria. We need to show evidence of 3 different types of organisms observed or biological hotspots present. So you did name, we found earthworms, we found a grub, we found a mite, so there's easily 3. And just looking around, we see plenty of small flying insects that are going around.
Saw a ladybug and some eggs too.
Yep. We also did find a cocoon, earthworm cocoon as well, that we were able to locate. So in terms of biological diversity, I would think that we can easily say that we have identified those 3 types.